Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I know my videos aren't that high tech and they're not that informative or well made, but they're really fun to make and I enjoy doing it, and you know, it's fun to show friends and close family and stuff like that. So that's why I'm doing this, and that's kind of all I'm doing here. Not trying to be YouTube famous or anything. Please don't share these. So today we're going to be making terrariums. So I used to have two of these, but I broke the first one. They're really, really thin glass, so be careful when handling and transporting. And the reason that I have killed them has been due to overwatering. So the big point about terrarium care is that you want to make sure that you have a good drainage system and you don't overwater them. Because there's no holes or a way for the water to escape, it's really easy to overflood the plants. So just a little bit of advice. The succulents we're going to be working with today, the first one is the Mimi Cry, and the second one, these are called Terrariums. They're just a type of succulent. So this little guy here is the Mimi Cry. He's also known as the split rock plant and native to Africa. And then these are the Terrariums. And I'm not sure where they're from exactly, but the reason that I picked these two to go together is that they both have the same watering requirement, which is whenever they're very dry, to give them a little bit of water. So that's why I picked those, because I'm hoping that I won't over water them and over flood them. So the first step to any good terrarium, as I said, was making that really good drainage system. And so the way you do that with a pot or a terrarium that has no holes on the bottom is through rocks. And so I found these around my yard. They're just flat stones, and so we're going to be putting these in the bottom of the terrarium just to help with the soil on top. Then the water can kind of drain through that and stay on the very bottom and not overwater the soil and the roots of the plants. And the reason that I suggest using flat rocks is you can see you don't have a lot of room for soil here. You have about an inch or so, so you really want to save as much room as you can. Using these flat rocks is going to help you maximize your space in your terrarium. So once you've got a nice drainage system of rocks on the bottom of your terrarium, this is what it should look like. I should have cleaned this before I did it, but just a layer of rocks there. You're going to want to put in soil. I use just your regular potting soil, but I know people who have gotten like specialized succulent soil as well. I just got these plants at, I think it was Lowe's. My local farmers didn't really have a lot of succulents, so this looks to me like regular potting soil, so I want to keep things similar. It has fertilizer in it, which is what I have as well, so I'm going to try to keep their environment really similar. And so I'm going to fill this with soil, plant out kind of where I want them to go, and then we'll get to the fun part. Got my drainage system with the rocks all set up, an adequate amount of soil, and my plants kind of situated the way I want them to go, I'm going to start planting. And it's going to be really similar to how you would plant anything else. You see here with this Mimi Cry, all of these roots are together. If you don't loosen up those roots, then the plant can never really get established and can never really settle in. So again, you're going to want to loosen up the roots and then snug him right into the soil, and fill around that with any extra potting soil that you need. So we'll get planting, and then I'll be able to show you guys the finished product. you guys have kind of seen it all come together. It's a little bit tricky when you're planting terrarium plants because you only have such a small window to go through, so be careful. I definitely hit some of the leaves off of the sedivarias, but I'm hoping that they'll recover okay. They look a little sparse now, but with any garden you have to give time for it to establish and grow before you make any judgment calls. And then so once the terrarium is planted, like any other garden, you want to give it a bit of water. I think using a water bottle helps. Go catamounts. Just to be able to get it through those small holes in the top, not using too much water. And then adding any type of stones, crystals, fun little things you have around the house to kind of make it look a bit more interesting. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer them. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!